In mid-August to September of this year, Hurricane Harvey devastated thousands of lives and destroyed billions of dollars worth of property, causing long-term damage to Texas. Experts forecast that Harvey would be one of the most expensive natural disasters in U.S. history, causing up to $75 billion in economic losses. Here are economists' predictions on the impact of the hurricane on factors such as oil pricing, housing, and jobs.
Let's begin with Hurricane Harvey's effect on U.S. crude oil and gasoline prices. According to AAA's price records, the average cost of regular gasoline in U.S. rose nearly 3% in the week of Harvey's arrival, while crude oil prices dropped about 2%. Why did gasoline prices increase while crude oil price decreased? The answer is in refineries. Most of America's refineries are located in Texas. Keep in mind that refineries are the main producers of crude oil and the main producers of gasoline. Hurricane Harvey disrupted refineries in Texas, causing refinery closure. Roughly 13% of the country's total refining capacity was offline for at least 2 weeks. When the refineries were closed, there were less consumers in crude oil market, which led to a decrease in crude oil demand and thus a drop down in crude oil price. At the same time, the closing of most refineries in Texas led to a decrease in supply of gasoline, which resulted in a higher gasoline price than before.
Harvey flooded about 114,000 homes worth $29 billion, affecting an upwards of 14.2% of the housing stock. The supply of available housing in Texas was devastated by the hurricane, resulting in steadily increasing prices of housing in Houston. In addition to an increase in spending on housing, Hurricane Harvey's destruction also caused an increase in automobile spending. Consumption in both these industries has caused a spike in consumer spending by 1% between the months of August and September, fitting the timeframe of the hurricanes. It's worth mentioning that this is the largest month-to-month increase in consumer spending since 2009.
Lastly, Harvey also directly affected jobs in Texas. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 33,000 jobs will be lost in the short term due to the hurricane causing employees to be absent from work and employers to close their establishments due to loss of power or property damage. Most jobs lost were in the food and beverage sector in the affected areas. This creates a shift to the left in the supply curve in the labor market as there are fewer workers available. In the long term, however, it is expected that the recovery period will create new jobs for insurance adjusters, construction workers, and other fields involved in disaster recovery. This will cause a shift to the right of the demand curve in the labor market because there will be more demand for workers to fill these new jobs.
In summary, Harvey had dealt massive blows to the economy, particularly the immediate response to the arrival of the hurricanes were the changes in prices of oil and gas. In addition, substantial amount of houses were destroyed in the hurricanes, which led to the scarcity of housing and resulted in a pricing rise. This also gave way to the loss of jobs, and employment was heavily affected, especially in the short-term future. Lastly, however, there were some positive economic responses to the catastrophes. In specific, consumer spending had increased by 1%, which would assist the economy recovering from such tremendous losses.